My day usually begins around 6:30, so it's always an early start. The job is pretty physical, but I like it that way. It keeps me fit. I left school in year 10 and did a pre-apprenticeship course in solid plastering. I'm now in my final year of a 4-year apprenticeship.
Okay guys, following on from our yesterday's class, we're going to be setting the walls today that we've previously floated, alright?
The first 3 years include TAFE studies and the last year is all practical training. Most of your experience is gained on the job. That's where you really develop your skills, learning from people who work in the trade. I enjoy the work, the pay's pretty good, and when you're having an apprenticeship, you're really being paid to learn, so that's a bonus too.
Okay, Jason, let's measure up this wall. A little bit further, Jason. 1.5. Just write that down then, Jason.
There are various types of mixers used for plastering, or mud as they call it in the building industry. For walls, it's cement render with a skim coat of white set made from lime putty and plaster. Before rendering a wall, it's important to clean up. The walls are sprayed down just to make sure everything is nice and clean. It looks easy applying mix to a wall, but it takes a lot of practice to get it right. You work as a team, the labourer mixes the mud while the plasterer spreads it on. I guess I would cover about 2 rooms, that's about 80 square metres, which is a pretty full on day. I also render concrete ceilings and apply sand finishes to the exterior of buildings. Most of my work is on high-rise apartments, but there is also the occasional house or wall to render. Working as a solid plasterer is practical work. You need to be fit, but also not afraid of working at heights. I think the best part of the job is to see your work transformed into a building. It's pretty satisfying to know you had a hand in it. The best way into the industry is to do a pre-apprenticeship course at TAFE. This gives you some skills to get an apprenticeship and become qualified in the trade. In the future, I wouldn't mind having my own business or even teaching my trade, but for now, I want to learn as much as I can and get the experience I need. One of the good things about being a solid plasterer is that I finish work in the early afternoon, so that gives me plenty of time to get out the bike and make a little mud of my own.